Hi, I'm Dom and welcome to my channel The Metal Muse, where I react to and discuss all things metal. Now today I'm going to be reacting to Sabaton's song Steel Commanders, and this performance is the official music video, and it's with Tina Guo, who is a legendary female cellist. She is the preferred cellist of Hans Zimmer, no less, who I will be seeing next year live, so I'm super excited about that. And FYI, if you want to see Sabaton live next year, they have announced their legendary tour, which is so exciting. I'm kind of just holding out hope they're going to announce like a Glasgow date, because I'd really prefer not to have to go to London for it. I mean, I will, but if they did a Glasgow date, I would be very, very happy and I would go to that. But anyway, before I digress into a ramble, let's just jump onto the reaction and get to it. Okay, we have to stop because I'm going to explode. Oh my gosh, that intro, this whole build up, everything, this is perfect. This is like being in a Marvel movie. It is so epic. I love the start with like the knight and the armor and the perspective. I mean, can you imagine like how heavy that would have been and how limiting in your vision it was, and you're like fighting for your life? It was very I want to say World of Warcraft kind of remind me of, but also like kind of crusadery. But yeah, and then when the tanks, wow, come rolling in, and also Tina, I love this woman. I also followed her on Instagram and she's so cool. She's so cool. I would totally recommend you go follow her. She is just such a talented artist. And yeah, what can I say? I am blown away at the moment so far. This is just epic, and everything is just going so well together, and we've hit that high pitch, high energy Sabaton vibe. So let's continue. Oh, what did I do? Someone told me to hit the button and it would go back 10 seconds, and now I've done it and it's all gone pear-shaped. Whoever you were in the comments, this is your fault. We're having technical difficulties.
To the beast known as the Leopard, with our chieftains and centurions, our front line has been tempered. From the fields of rock
just pause to appreciate this woman. Like, even like she's so talented. If you're thinking to yourself, who is Tina, go listen to the soundtrack for Wonder Woman. Go listen to anything Hans Zimmer's done, and this is her. She is the goddess of cellos. Like, oh, she's such a perfect fit for Sabaton. I've actually reacted to her performing with them at Wacken Open Air, and I get stunned by her every time, and I'm possibly just slipping off down the fangirl rabbit hole here. But also, like, as much as I know this is just animation and I need to suspend belief a bit, I'm a bit like, if these are the World War I tanks, then I don't think their maneuverability was of that, was that high caliber, because wasn't it like in World War I, like the British tanks were not up to much. Like most tanks weren't up to much. I mean, it was the first time they've been kind of really used in warfare. So I'm kind of like, didn't they like all break down and stuff and like had real problems? Wasn't it like until World War II they started becoming like, I mean, I'm not saying that they weren't terrifying before, but like much more kind of badass in World War II. But I have to say, I have a bit of a about tanks. I don't like them just because when you're reading like World War I accounts or World War II and you hear people like just tanks rolling over bodies, and can you imagine if you were like down in the mud and you knew it was coming and you couldn't do anything? Ugh, giving myself the ick. It's also why I get really creeped out by that opening sequence in Terminator when the tanks are like rolling over the skulls and the foot comes down. I'm getting sidetracked. Let's continue with the song and let's see if I can work the back button this time without having a nervous breakdown. So I really enjoyed that video. I thought it was good fun. Like it was a really passionate, high energy song. And the addition of Tina, because that woman doesn't just like perform amazingly. She also performs, like, so she's doing the music perfectly, but she also throws her whole body into it. She like does the hair flipping. Like, I mean, the woman can do everything. She's utterly amazing. I would totally recommend you go see some of her other metal work as well. She's just fantastic. She is God's gift to all of us, I feel. She's just, yeah, and I would definitely go follow her on Instagram. You can't be a woman and an amazing electric cello. You just can't. So anywho, I'm sorry, I'm gonna like fall down the Tina rabbit hole yet again. I think you get the message. I really like Tina. But yes, so the actual video itself, like at first I was a bit like, why do we have a knight in armor? Like, what's going on with this? Is it going to be like a battle? Like, like I don't know, like a medieval battle? Like, what are we getting at? And then of course it's the tanks. And so my thoughts are, is it because like the man inside the steel, in those days, war machines. So like their armor, what they went into battle in, and it's the man inside the machine. And then we've got the machines, which are the tanks. And then still you've got men inside the machines. Or is it men versus men, and then suddenly it's like man versus machine? Like, I'm confused. I'm still trying to understand the connection, and maybe it's like blaringly obvious, and I've just, somebody please just put me out my misery and tell me in the comments what it was meant to mean. Either way, I still liked it. I liked kind of, one of the modules I did when I was doing history was about the evolution of warfare. Of course, it wasn't really so much like from knights to tanks. It was more like from arrows to different types of arrows. It wasn't the most amazing, like, you know, leap in terms of set. It was literally like leaps of 100 years where, you know, bows changed and field warfare tactics changed. Shout out to my history professor Steve Murdoch for making it actually quite interesting. But yes, so for me, I like that, maybe that kind of connection, like, you know, from one battlefield to another. But I'm probably wrong. That's not what it meant. But yes, to the actual thing itself. The animation was fine. It's not my favorite. They've worked with different animators before. The more recent collaboration, I think, was, what's the name of the company? It's something with Yarn something. They're really good. Like, they've done a lot of their animation. I really like that. It's something that's really heartwarming to me. I don't know why. I just love it. So this animation was fine, like it was okay, but I did have a moment where I was like, I don't think tanks could maneuver that well in that period of time. So and I'm not a tank expert, I'm not, but I just remember reading about the problems with tanks and like the problems with keeping them on their tracks and not getting them to flip over, and the mechanical problems, which is understandable. You know, when you roll out any new tech, there's obviously going to be problems and teething issues. But yeah, the song itself though, I mean, it's a banger. It's amazing. Like, you know, I've rarely heard a Sabaton song where I've kind of walked away going, well, that was nice. Mostly I come away from Sabaton songs thinking, I want to go to war, or I want to run 10K, or I feel really good. Like, that's kind of how Sabaton songs make me feel. And so in that sense, it absolutely did not disappoint me whatsoever. And just one more time, the addition of Tina. Mwah, chef's kiss. She is perfect. And all the guys were like good. I just like the way they all interact with each other. Like, and it actually makes me sad because like Tommy's obviously left Sabaton, but there was a moment where he's like leaning in and they're all kind of just jamming together and buddying up. And I was just like, never going to see that again. Maybe Tommy might return one day and do like a guest spot, but at least I think I got to, you know, at least we still got Tommy on his other channels. And actually I just did a reaction to his Phantom of the Opera, which was amazing. But yeah, I think I'm starting to ramble now, so I'm going to try and pull it back because I definitely did go off on a tangent about the evolution of warfare there. Try and like rein it in a little bit. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you can, comment what's the next Sabaton song we're going to do, and I will do my best to get round to it. But until next time, you stay classy.